Hello, this is Jam Master Daniel 96, and in today's video, I will be reviewing the first episode of The Mandalorian, and got the shirt on right here, and it will be a mix of spoiler and non-spoiler. It's not going to be like, I'm going to review this scene by scene. I'm just going to give you basic stuff, like the main bits that go on, not just like a big, long scene by scene kind of thing. And if you don't want to be spoiled, I suggest to click off this video, because I am going to be going in spoiler territory here and there, and then that's just a heads up with this video. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Well, The Mandalorian, with my thoughts on it, I really liked this first episode. I've been kind of looking forward to this from the start, because this is like the first ever Star Wars live action TV show. Heck, we even were told to get a Star Wars live-action TV show after the prequels were finished, because George Lucas wanted to do a Star Wars live-action TV show called Star Wars Underworld, and that was going to be set between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. And they had all the scripts. They had like 50 scripts written for that, but just couldn't find the budget to get it off the ground and stuff. And that was kind of like, the big thing we were thinking kind of thing. That would be the big thing that that was kind of like the big thing we were kind of getting like before he was selling it over to Disney, because I know it was even planned after the prequel, like in 2005, around the time like Revenge of the Sith was over and stuff, because like it was supposed to be the Clone Wars and Underworld were kind of the big things, and it almost was like this was going to be the thing even after it was even in development when the Clone Wars was still airing, when George was working with Dave Filoni and stuff like that. And that's pretty much, it never came to be, just due to the budget thing, and then George Lucas selling the company to Disney. And that's just a little side note there on live action Star Wars shows. And definitely The Mandalorian is the first ever Star Wars live action show, and then pretty much I'd say this was a good way to kick off a new era for Star Wars. And there are definitely some live action Star Wars shows to come on the Disney Plus streaming service. And so definitely can't wait for the future of this. And definitely I'd say The Mandalorian was a good way to start off a new era, and definitely great way to start off the first ever live action Star Wars show. And definitely, there was some really good action in this episode, and definitely there was a bar fight, and then stuff, and then we even have a good fight at the end with the Mandalorian and IG-11, and then, pretty much, at the beginning we have a bar fight, and then the Mandalorian takes one of the people at the bar, because he shows he has a bounty on him, then takes him, and then the guy he takes discovers on his ship, and you'll see all the people frozen in carbonite on his ship, and then he pretty much freezes them in carbonite, and then he takes has all these people in carbonite that he takes off the ship when he lands, and then you have that. Then we get to see some Imperial stormtroopers. And this is set in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, because the Mandalorian says to someone that, to one of our characters, that the Empire is gone, because, this is, set after the events of Return of the Jedi, with pretty much, when the second Death Star blew up, and, Palpatine being gone, but, as we know, he's going to be returning in The Rise of Skywalker in some form. And definitely, Darth Vader is gone, so, the Empire, so this is, where the Empire is kind of at its low point. And definitely we do see some Imperial stormtroopers in The Mandalorian in this episode, and then, we see stuff like that, and then we have a pretty good action bit near the end, where we have the Mandalorian and IG-11, which is the droid bounty hunter, which this is not IG-88 from the bounty hunter lineup in The Empire Strikes Back. This is a new IG unit called IG-11, and pretty much like that they're on the same mission, and then originally like IG-11 shoots the Mandalorian on one of his shoulder, parts for his armor, and then they team up to, because he didn't know at the time, then they, team up to fight all these people for their mission, and then one of the guys comes out with a big big turret, and then the Mandalorian grabs it with his grappling hook, and then he starts shooting all, and then there's a bit, where IG-11 says how he wants to self-destruct, but the Mandalorian keeps telling him no, and then, we have the bit where the Mandalorian just, finishes him off on that big turret, and then they go to their mission, then find what they need, and then it's at the end, because I gave the spoiler warning at the beginning, and definitely at the end, it's a Yoda-like creature, because, we don't know Yoda's species, so this is pretty much like, because we've already had, we've had another Yoda-like species in The Phantom Menace, which was a female called Yaddle, and, because Yoda's species has remained unknown for years, and we definitely don't know, where Yoda, like, no one knows where Yoda came from, and all that. We don't know what his species is, and then, pretty much, this character, that was seen as like a baby, but they say, it's 50 years old, and then they say different species age differently, and then pretty much, it's green like Yoda and stuff, and then that's pretty, and then pretty much IG-11 wants to kill it, but the Mandalorian shoots IG-11, and then the Mandalorian, kind of looks at it at the end, looks at it, and then the credits roll, and that's pretty much with the episode. And I did say I would recommend watching this show. I'd say definitely that this show, I think I've been saying, is a must watch, and definitely this first episode lived up to the hype in my opinion, and I definitely, as I said, definitely recommend checking this out. Even if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, watch this series. I'd say definitely watch this, and watch the series. And even if you're just a casual fan who never really read the book, never really encountered anything outside the movies, never really read the books or watched the TV shows, read the comics, played the video games, I definitely would recommend it to the casual moviegoers as well, because definitely I recommend it to both hardcore fans and casual fans, and definitely I think Jon Favreau will deliver with this show, and definitely can't wait to see where this series goes. And that's pretty much all I gotta say in this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment what you thought of the episode down below, and like this video, and I'll catch you guys next time with another video. May the Force be with you.